when Bad Bunny steps onto that Super Bowl stage this February, he's not performing for the NFL. The NFL is performing for him. And that's the real play, because the league isn't paying for a concert, they're paying for attention. They're renting relevance. I'm Charles. This channel decodes the intersection of culture, attention, and strategy. Because marketing today doesn't live in an ad decks, it lives in cultural moments like this. So in this episode, we're unpacking why the NFL chose Bad Bunny, why it matters for your business, and what his rise tells us about where American attention is headed next. And stick around, because at the end, I'm going to show you a 5-step system to apply this exact strategy inside your brand without alienating your core audience. Bad Bunny didn't chase the mainstream, he made the mainstream adapt to him. 75 million monthly Spotify listeners, billions of streams, a global fan base that doesn't just listen, it moves with them. He never diluted his accent, never chased radio, never conformed to anyone's idea of what mainstream should be like. He stayed unapologetically Puerto Rican, and the world came to him. And that's exactly why the NFL came calling. Not everyone's celebrating this announcement. There's already chatter online. People asking things like, why is a Spanish-speaking artist headlining America's biggest game? Isn't it supposed to reflect traditional American culture? Let's be honest, it's people realizing that the America they thought they knew isn't the America that actually exists. That reaction is the story. Because what some still call non-traditional, just America right now, multicultural, multilingual, global. The NFL didn't pick Bad Bunny to make a statement. They picked up to stay in the conversation. This is business, not a rebellion. They're not buying a performance. They're renting relevance from a 31-year-old global star. That's right, a 100-year-old institution borrowing credibility from someone who didn't ask for their approval. That's not controversy, that's strategy. And here's what the part most people are missing. This isn't actually anything new. Every generation goes through this exact same cycle. In the 50s, Elvis was too sexual for television. In the 80s, Madonna was too rebellious for family radio. And in the 2000s, Beyonce's halftime show sparked debates about patriotism and politics. Now it's Bad Bunny, an artist who embodies the new face of America, bilingual, global, digital first. And every time culture shifts, legacy brands face a choice. You can either cling to nostalgia or translate tradition into the language of the present. The NFL is not virtue signaling, they're future-proofing. They know brand relevance isn't about where you've been, it's about who believes in you next. Let's zoom out for a minute, because this move tells us something bigger about where attention lives now. The NFL knows its audience is aging out. Gen Z and millennials aren't watching the full games on Sunday afternoons. They consume sports the way they consume music and memes, and clips. A touchdown isn't a moment until it hits TikTok. They'll watch a 15-second highlight and never see a box score. To them, their feed on their phones is the field. TikTok highlights now pull more views than the broadcast themselves. YouTube Shorts creators are the new ESPN commentators. New loyalty metric isn't total watch time, it's called recurrence of exposure. If you show up in someone's feed 5 times this week, you're relevant, even if they never turn on the TV. So when the NFL books Bad Bunny, they're not just chasing streams, buying fluency in the new attention economy. Because Bad Bunny is an algorithm within a heartbeat. Every outfit, every lyric, every gesture becomes content. He creates attention gravity, and the NFL needs that more than ticket sales right now. In 2025, attention is a currency. Relevance isn't owned, it's rented, and the rent is going up. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is interesting, Charles, but what does this have to do with my business? Everything. Because whether you're selling B2B software, consulting services, or running an agency, you're facing the exact same challenge the NFL is facing. Your core audience is loyal, but aging. Your next audience consumes differently, and if you don't figure out how to speak their language without alienating your base, someone else will. So let me show you exactly how to do it. This is a system I use for clients to build cultural relevance without losing brand integrity. Stick with me, because step 4 is where the most brands screw this up. I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Here's what this moment teaches every brand in business. All right. Lesson 1. Identity is the new algorithm. When your brand's truth is clear, you don't chase relevance, it finds you. Bad Bunny built his empire by being exactly who he is. No code switching, no dilution. Authenticity at that scale is power. For your brand, this means stop trying to be everything to everyone. Double down on what makes you distinct and let that attract the right people. Lesson 2, controversy is proof you're cutting through. If no one's uncomfortable, no one's paying attention. When people debate your place in culture, it means you actually have one. The middle ground is invisible. The edges get all the attention. Now, I'm not saying be provocative just for the sake of it. I'm saying don't run from the tension that comes with evolving. That tension is the signal, not noise. Lesson 3, relevance is rented, not owned. The NFL understands that attention migrates. They're borrowing it, and they're renting it in the form of exposure, platform, and credibility. Your brand should do both. Earn loyalty at the core and borrow the spotlight where culture already lives. That's the balancing act that most brands kind of only do one or the other. All right, let's get tactical. I'm going to walk you through a 5-step playbook to build cultural relevance without losing your base. I'm going to show you the exact same system I use with Fortune 500 brands and growth stage companies to make this work. Step 1, audit your cultural fit. Most brands operate on assumptions about who their audience is, but assumptions don't show up in your analytics. Behavior does. Here's what you do. Pull your data from the past 90 days, look for 3 things. 1, where engagement is growing or dropping by age or region. If you're seeing younger segments engage more, but older segments convert more, that's your signal. You're attracting attention you're not optimizing for, all right? 2, which content drives shares versus passive views? What this means is shares mean cultural currency. Views mean interest. You need both, but shares tells you what resonates beyond your existing base. 3, how sentiment is shifting in comments and replies. Are people saying this isn't for me anymore? Or are they saying, finally, someone gets it? Both are valuable data. If your audience is getting younger, but your message still sounds like it's for 2018, man, you're going to be bleeding revenue. So adjust your tone, visuals, and platform strategy to match how that audience actually communicates. Let me give you an example. If customers share memes about your product more than your ads, build your next campaign around that language. That's free market research sitting right in your DMs. Step 2, expand your influence intentionally. Collaboration isn't just influencer for shoutouts, it's strategic attention sharing. Here's the system. First, make a short list of 5 to 10 creators or niche brands your next audience already follows. Not the biggest names, the ones with real influence in your target segment. Engage them authentically for 30 days. Comment, share, get in their DMs, build a relationship with them before you ask anything of them. Third, co-create something they'd be proud to post. A micro event, a playlist, a toolkit, a giveaway. Something that serves their audience, not just yours. That's not influencer marketing, that's influence engineering. When done right, you're not buying attention, you're earning it by adding value to someone else's ecosystem. Got it? Step 3, layer your message, don't replace it. This is where most brands screw up. They pivot so hard towards a new audience that their core customers feel abandoned. Remember Cracker Barrel? They shifted messaging so aggressively towards younger progressive audiences, loyal base revolted, sales dropped, trust eroded. Let that be your cautionary tale, okay? So do this instead. Keep your foundational story consistent on legacy channels. That means emails, websites, newsletters. Your core audience lives there. Don't mess with that. Use newer platforms to test modern expressions of those same values. I mean, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. With these with tone, format, and messenger, but keep the underlying message aligned. If it connects, elevate it to your main campaign. If not, no harm, no foul, you're done. You're testing at the edges, not betting the brand. Evolution beats erasure every time. Now, here's what gets interesting, because you could do all of this perfectly, audit your fit, expand your influence, layer your messaging, and still fail if you're measuring the wrong things. Which brings us to step number 4. Measure migration, not vanity views. Here's what to track monthly. First time visitors convert to subscribers or leads. That's the top of your funnel health. 2, returning visitor growth. That's engagement depth. 3, age group conversion shifts in your CRM. Are younger segments moving from awareness to purchase? That's the migration that you're looking for. Number 4, you're looking for social referral changes by platform. Where is your traffic actually coming from? Okay. 5, average engagement time per segment. What that means is, are new audiences spending time or are they just passing through? When you see younger segments moving from awareness to repeat purchase, that's migration in action. That's the metric that actually matters. Everything else, just get it out of there. Step 5, you're going to build a cultural radar. Culture is a moving target. You can't plan for it 6 months out. but you can stay plugged in. Here's the low effort version. Set Google alerts for your industry plus cultural keywords. Example, B2B marketing plus trends, SaaS plus culture, whatever fits. Use tools like Exploding Topics or Trend Hunter to see what's bubbling before it breaks mainstream. Block like 10 minutes every Monday to scroll what your next audience is actually thinking about, not what you think they care about, what they're actually posting. A simple weekly scan can keep you 6 months ahead of competitors still reacting to last quarter's trends. These aren't theory. I've actually watched these moves work across industries: tech, energy, logistics, professional services, you name it. The teams that win aren't the loudest or the flashiest. They're the ones with the systems that let them adapt without losing their core. Bad Bunny's halftime slot isn't about a performance. It's about a handoff from one generation of attention to the next. The NFL isn't paying them. They're trying to get his people's attention. That's the new economy. Culture is a marketplace, and attention is the most expensive currency you'll ever trade. So if you want to learn how to move with that market, how to build messages that don't just get seen but actually shift behavior, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, drop a comment if this hit home, and I'll see you in the next episode of Culture Conversion, where we turn pop culture into your unfair marketing advantage.